This is the biggest mistake that you will make if you decide to sell your home. It's always the pricing, guys. This is going to be my most realist video ever, unfiltered, no cookie cutter bullshit, right? About how when it goes to pricing your home, right? Guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cody Garrett with eXp Realty. I'm one of the top producing agents in Arkansas with eXp Realty. I help sellers demand the most amount of money and help buyers find the next best deal. And right now, we're in my open house over here on 506 Parkway Place. We're listed at $250,000, 1,600 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath. And 30 minutes before the open house starts, I want to go ahead and just pop up my phone, record a quick video about the biggest mistakes, sellers make, or agents make, really, but this is really for sellers when it comes to pricing your home, right? Guys, my business is mostly rent off expireds, right? Expireds, cancels, for sale by owners, you name it, right? And the biggest complaint that I hear every single time I take an expired is the market. My agent wasn't communicating. I didn't get any offers. I didn't get any showings on the market 6+ months, right? And I think to myself, I know what the core issue is, right? I always say in my videos, if you guys been watching me, right? No amount of marketing, no amount of strategy will sell an overpriced home, right? So again, I want to make this the most transparent video I can make, right? Because I'm going to tell you the truth here, right? If your agent is agreeing to whatever price you give them because you believe that it's going to sell at that price, it will not sell, right? What really sells a house? You're probably asking, Cody, what really sells a house? I think my house is worth $500,000, right? But if comps say your house is worth $430,000, $450,000, why do you think someone should pay a premium $500,000 for your house when there's a house down the street listed for $430,000, which is almost exactly like yours? It doesn't have to be exactly looking like yours, but square footage, bed, bath, and it may have some different cosmetics to it. Why should somebody pay a premium for your house with almost the exact same, statistics to it? That's what really opens sellers' eyes, right? Now, you're probably thinking, how do I avoid this? Why do some agents or why do some sellers get to this point, right? It all comes down to how the agent presents the client, or the numbers, the comps, what the market is doing, what your competition is doing, and where are the buyers going to, right? Prime example. If an agent goes to an appointment for you, as a seller, you got a real estate agent, you tell the agent's going to come by, look at the property and all that stuff. If that agent is not bringing comparables, if that agent is not explaining what the market is doing, the days on market, if that agent is not expressing the competition that's around the area, around the price point, and if that agent is not bringing a net sheet of what you're going to be walking away with, of where you're going to be priced at, and what an offer looks like, that agent already failed this job, right? Because as our job as real estate agents is to protect your asset, right? Our job as real estate agents is to negotiate for you. And our job as real estate agents is to tell you the truth and how to navigate through this market. So if an agent is not doing at least those things at the beginning of first contact at the appointment, that's already a red flag, right? That's why a lot of people end up on the expire list, right? Now, you're probably thinking, why don't agents do this more, right? Why is my agent not telling me this now? I've been on the market for 90 days. I barely got any feedback. I don't get any feedback. My agent took my listing and ran, right? Never came back to me. It's because agents don't set that expectation, like I just said. And to be honest with you, because I used to make this mistake, agents are afraid to drop the price, are afraid to ask for the price conversation, right? Now, why is that? Because some agents, think that you're going to get pissed off at them or all this stuff, right? Now, naturally, you would be pissed off at that agent if that agent just came out of nowhere and said, hey, let's drop the price with no work behind it, no testimonials behind it, no amount of people that you talk to, and not showing your weekly results behind the people that you're talking to and what the market is responding to, how, it's treating your property, right? And listen, if you are looking for an aggressive listing agent, you've been on the market for quite some time, you're actually about to get ready to list your property. You don't want to make these mistakes. Listen, I created my website in the description below, CodyGarrettRealestate.com. It's going to explain to you how I problem solve these problems, how I turn expireds into sold listings with multiple offers and above asking price. You have my free buyers and sellers guides. Go check those out, regardless if you're buying and selling in 2026 or going on in 2027. I provide a lot of value. Listen, if you're a seller and you don't waste any time, I have just click the free Zoom call link, book a free call, free consultation, see what your goals are, and actually get to what you're looking for in the beginning if you're still on the market or if you're looking to change realtors, right? Getting back to the point. Some agents are just afraid to communicate. A lot of agents don't communicate, right? There are some good agents out there that will communicate every single week, just like myself, about how the market is demanding, where your property is, right? But that is the biggest reason, and that's the things that I hear every single time I prospect expires, right? My agent didn't give me any feedback. They took the listing and ran. I think it's the market, which is really not the market. The market's great right now, despite everything that's going on politically and the interest rates, right? The market is still great. It will always be good with the right agent. There's never a bad market, and I can prove that to you. It's all about the agent you choose, and it's all about how that agent is telling you and setting the expectation the first time you talk, right? There's really nothing else to it. There's no secret sauce. There's no secret marketing whatsoever. There's no secret nothing, right? It all comes down to price and how that agent is going out there to go find those buyers in specific price ranges. For example, just sold $1 million house over there in Chanel Circle. I had to pivot to high dollar clients, high $1 million clients, right? It can't be sold to everybody, right? My client only wanted qualified people walking through that door, right? That means I have to cater towards specific clients, meaning that it will be marketed to high price clients, right? A house like this, $250,000. This could be marketed to specific buyers who are approved for $300,000. So if you're approved for $300,000, this is going back to the first point of why you want to sell your home for $500,000, which is really worth $430,000. If I'm a buyer and I'm approved for $500,000, right, or $300,000, just for example I just gave you, why should I look at homes exactly where I'm approved at, right? Naturally, a buyer is going to look below where they're approved at, right? And that's how you get in front of your competition, right? Let's say if I wanted to price you at $430,000, right? And your competition is sitting at $470,000, right? You're probably thinking, if they're listed at $470,000, I want to list my home at $470,000. If I prove with numbers and comps that it's not worth $470,000, not only am I telling you they're overpriced, but I'm telling you you will be overpriced if you do decide to go down that route, right? So the goal would be to get in front of them. How are we going to get in front of them? By going below them. So if we list at $430,000, right, or $450,000, right, and they're still at $470,000, when we have a $500,000 buyer walking through this neighborhood, who are they going to look to first? Us. They're going to look at us first. We'll be the first to get that showing, and when we take that showing, we can negotiate from there. Like, hey, what do you think about the property? What do you don't like? Whatever you don't like, if we give you this concession, will you offer on the property? Yes. That's how you steal somebody, especially when you are going against your competition. Now, even though I got a little bit off track, but that's how you aggressively go out there and pursue buyers and demand the most amount of money, right? That's what agents are not going to tell you, right? They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to explain how they're going to get the job done. They're always going to say, I'm going to do some special marketing. What marketing is that? Are you updating your clients every single week, right? And this is the biggest mistake sellers make when it comes to listing a home. This is why they expire, right? It's because they don't have a transparent, honest agent that will set that expectation at the living room, right? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little video rant before my open house. If you want more videos like this, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell for notification if you want more valuable content like this. Be sure to follow all my social medias. I'm very active on there. I give a lot of value, show all my new listings. And listen, I want you to check in the description below my website. And I just got programmed, CodyGarrettRealestate.com. I got my free buyers and sellers guide. I want you guys to check that out. And listen, if you're a seller who is wanting to sell in the future, or you want to create that game plan for yourself, or you're building a market and you're thinking about changing realtors, click that Zoom link in the description below, or click that Calendly link in the description below. Let's book a free consultation. Go over what your game plan is, what's the core reason of why it's not selling, and ultimately get you to where you need to be, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.